Evening, everyone. 안녕하세요, 여러분. My name is Miles Lee, and we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Let me just go live also on YouTube. So today is July 9, 2022. We are going to have part 1 and part 2. Let me just write something here. So for part 1, we'll be having topic sample questions. We'll be answering, I think we only have 5 questions, reading questions. And our reference is Edual Topic 1, 한국어 능력 시험. For Topic 1, actually, the questions are sample for Topic 1. The part 2 will be conversation, vocabulary, and grammar. And this is the continuation of what we have learned the last time. We had Master Korean 1-1. Let me just share this here. Am I live on Facebook? How's your Saturday? 좋은 토요일이에요. Hindi ako yata naka-live sa. Hindi ko makita ang ating live. Live na po ba tayo sa ano? Okay. Prepare ko lang po yung aking. What's this? Okay, it's 9:01. It's 9:01. Wait, just wait for a moment. I cannot see. Alright. Okay, ayan, nakita ko na. Ayan, live na pala tayo sa Facebook. Sagit lang po. I-share ko lang po yung ating link. We are live on YouTube also. And we are live on Facebook. And again, I would like to thank all of you for supporting our TikTok, Facebook, and Let's Learn Korean page. Yan, saglit lang po. Hindi ko pa nakikita ang ating. Okay na. Ayan, marami na pala sila doon. Okay, good evening, Sis Rose. Rose Nim, Daniel Ortelina Paruli Nim, Mark Dominic Valdez, Jason Radan, and Germaline Balyos Mondero. Yes, we have 25 viewers on Facebook. Okay, so again, we have part 2 for tonight. And dahil may utang ako sa inyo last week, I was sick. I had sore throat last week. Annyeonghaseyo, Jose Ray Ajito. And yes, annyeonghaseyo, Yorobun. Okay po ba yung sound natin? Ayan, mag-check po muna tayo ng sound. Okay lang po ba ang ating sound? Hindi naman po malakas, mahina. Annyeonghaseyo, Rafi Balangatan. Yes, bro. Rafi Shi, Grande Shi, Palipetsin Panilag. Hello. Shen Nayan, annyeonghaseyo. Oh, by the way, guys, we also have some foreigners joining us in our live. Korean, Filipino, some are Vietnamese, some are from Nepal. Magandang gabi, Jeffrey Agramon Nim. Yes, so let me use English for some time, and yes, mix of, if you are learning Tagalog, then come and join us. If you are learning English, come and join us, as well as Korean. Let us hit 3 birds at a time. Pero more on English and Korean tayo. Okay, let's learn both. Okay, let's start right away. Hello, Daniel Parulinim. 괜찮아. 네, 감사합니다. And Jason, loud and clear. Okay, loud and clear. Mabuti naman, kapatid. Okay. So last time, we had topic sample questions. So for tonight, we have only 5 questions, but we are going to read longer text for, hello, Mike Harris Brillantes. So for topic sample test, longer sentences, a longer paragraph, hindi naman sobrang long, not too long, but different from before, very short and very easy. So today, let us level up a bit. And then we're going to continue Master Korean 1-1, conversation, vocabulary, and grammar. And let us also practice reading as well for part 2. Let's start. Okay. Parang hinihingal ako. Pati yata yung paghinga ko rinig na rinig nyo. Okay, 다음을 읽고 중심 내용을 고르십시오. Let's start. Read the following and choose the main content. So the important thing here is 중심 내용. 중심 내용 is more of the main idea. So in the translation, it is the main content. So we are going to read carefully the text and then let us find out what is the text all about. Hello to Lee John Flodge also. Okay, let's start from number 1. Okay. 저희 집에서 학교는 멀지 않습니다. 그래서 학교 갈 때 저는 차를 타지 않고 걸어서 갑니다. 걷기는 좋은 운동입니다. 그리고 건강에도 도움이 됩니다. If you are beginners, please don't worry because we are going to also get some important vocabularies from the text. So if you know the answers, then you may type your answer and no problem kung beginner or intermediate. Okay, so number 1, 1번. 걷기는 건강에 좋습니다. 2번. 차를 타고 운동을 합니다. 3번. 학교에 갈 때 차를 탑니다. 4번. 걸어서 학교에 가지 않습니다. Okay, from Ash. From Ash Komawas. Number 1. 걷기는 건강에 좋습니다. Okay. So if you do have your answers, you may type your answers. Okay, let's find out. The number is 1. 걷기는 건강에 좋습니다. Okay, let's number 4 for Daniel. 걸어서 학교에 가지 않습니다. Okay, from Joel Perez, it's number 1, 1번. Okay, let's see. Let's find out the main content, okay, by looking at some vocabularies. So sabi dito, from Grande Panilagnim, number 4. Myra Jane, number 3. 2 natural, completo. 1, 2, 3, 4, complete answers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try to understand the text. So from here, we have here the nopimal of Uri. We say Uri Jeep. Ang bahay namin, our house. Our house. So the nopimal of Uri is 저희. 저희. So here, 저희 집에서 학교는 멀지 않습니다. It says here, my house is not far from my school. So, 그래서, so, 학교 갈 때 저는 차를 타지 않고 걸어서 갑니다. So, 사비 dito, I don't ride a car but walk when I go to school. So, instead of riding the car, I walk going to school. Walking is a good activity or a good exercise. Sabi dito, 걷기는. So, 걷기 is the walking. Walking. So, that is the topic with the topic marker 는. 좋은 운동입니다. Is a good exercise. Walking is a good exercise. 그리고 건강에도 도움이 됩니다. 건강에도 도움이 됩니다. It is also good or helpful to my health. It is also good and helpful to my health. So, the text is more about what? 운동. 운동 or the exercise. So here, what kind of exercise is that? So here, 걷기는 좋은 운동입니다. It is talking about the walking. Walking as an exercise. So number 1, number 2, not sure. Some of you are not sure. Let's see. Number 1, 걷기는 건강에 좋습니다. Walking is good for the health. Number 2, 차를 타고 운동을 합니다. So, we can see here, it says, I ride the car to exercise. But here, sabi, according to the text, 학교 갈 때 저는 차를 타지 않습니다. 타지 않고. I don't ride the car. So here, number 2 is not correct. Why? 차를 타고 운동을 합니다. I ride the car and exercise. So no, because sabi niya, according to him or her, 저는 차를 타지 않고. I don't ride a car. Number 3, 학교에 갈 때 차를 탑니다. When I go to school, 학교에 갈 때 차를 탑니다. This is also wrong. Why? sabi niya nga, according to the speaker, 저는 차를 타지 않고, I don't ride. Ang kulit, hindi nga sumasakay, ano? Number 4. 걸어서 학교에 가지 않습니다. 걸어서 학교에 가지 않습니다. I don't go to school on foot. Or I don't walk to school. I don't walk when I go to school. So number 4 also is not correct. So it's time to change our answer. And the correct answer is number 1. Okay, palakpak sa mga number 1. Okay. So the important thing is we understand the text. If we understand the text, very easy to answer the question. Okay. So here we have some. Okay, I told you uri. The nopimal is chohi. Okay, chohi. Change to 1. Okay, from grande, change to 1. Okay, and then we have here the 그래서, stating about like so, 그래서, so telling about another additional information saying so, and then what else? 좋은운동입니다. 건강. 건강 is the health. 건강 is health. 건강에 좋아요. When we hear 건강에 좋아요, it's good for the health. 건강에 좋은 음식. Food that are good for the health. Ano pa ba dito? 좋습니다 is from the verb stem 좋다. 합니다. 운동을 합니다 is exercise. 차를 탑니다. 차를 타다, to ride a car. So we have here 가지 않습니다. So when we have 않습니다, 지 않습니다, I know you already learned about it. It tells about a negative statement. Like 타지 않고, 지 않다, 지 않습니다. It's the negative form. Okay, let's move to number 2. Salawahan. Ayun, salawahan, sabi ni Jason. Kaya napaka-importante na hindi tayo salawahan. Ano? Kapag salawahan tayo, nagkakaroon ng problem. Nagkakaroon ng pagkakamali. Oy. Sino ba dyan ang mga salawahan? Number 2. 만재 씨는, yan, medyo paus-paus pa. 만재 씨는 저보다 키가 큽니다. So, number 2 is about 만재. 만재 here is the name. 만지 씨. 그래서 저는 만재 씨가 부럽습니다. 만재 씨는 농구를 할 때도 골을 잘 넣습니다. 저도 만재 씨처럼 키가 컸으면 좋겠습니다. 파우스. 오케이. 1번. 저는 키가 크고 싶습니다. 2번. 만재 씨는 농구를 잘 합니다. 3번. 만재 씨가 저를 부러워합니다. 4번. 저는 농구를 잘 하고 싶습니다. Okay, please try to read carefully. Ayan. Para hindi na tayo maging salawahan. Diyos ko, hirap intindihan ng Bisaya. ng Bisaya mo, sabi ni April. Alin ang Bisaya? Nagkaroon na ng Bisaya, sabi ni Abril 25. Number 2, from Daniel and Grande Nim. And from Joel Sheets, number 3. Okay. Tingnan natin. Okay, let's try to find out. So sabi dito, according to the text, from Jeno also is number 3, from Jeric is number 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3. He envy Manjeshi. Yes, he envies Manjeshi. 2, sure na. Okay, let's try to find out. Hindi na salawahan si Jason, sure na siya. Okay. Let's try to comprehend, understand. 만재씨는 저보다 키가 큽니다. So when we hear the 보다, compare to someone, compare to something. So here, 저보다, this is the nopimal form of 나보다, compared to me. So 저보다 키가 큽니다. Compared to me, 만재 is taller, or 만재 is taller than me. Simply, mali tayo, sabi ni Okay. 그래서, so, I envy him. So, sabi niya, 그래서 저는 만재 씨가 부럽습니다. parang mali yata. He envies 만재 씨. 사비 nga ni Joel Perez 님. 정답은 1번이다. 사비 ni Mike. Okay, let's see. 그래서 저는 만재 씨가 부럽습니다. The speaker is envious to 만재. Why? Because 만재 is taller than him. Maybe lalaki yung speaker. 만재 씨는 농구를 잘 할 때도 농구를 할 때도 골을 잘 넣습니다. 사비 niya, he often scores a goal when he plays basketball. Oy, basketballista. I wish I were tall like him. 저도 만재 씨처럼 키가 컸으면 좋겠습니다. Okay, from Jerick. Manje is taller than me, therefore I am envious. Manje plays basketball well. If I have his height, I'd be happy. Okay. So, the same thing. Same thing. Thank you, Jerick. DP 님. Ibon. Let's see. 사비 sa number 1, 저는 키가 크고 싶습니다. The last statement of the speaker is 저도 만재 씨처럼 키가 컸으면 좋겠습니다. In Korean, when you hear the word 좋겠습니다, it's stating that you are envy to someone. Sana ako rin. I hope, me too. I hope I am also tall like Manje. So it's stating the last statement. So if I am also tall like Manje, sabi nga, I'd be happy. So here, 먹으면 좋겠습니다. 그랬으면 좋겠습니다. 컸으면 좋겠습니다. So magiging masaya siya if he will be tall. So sabi, I wish I were tall like him. So the main from the first statement, 만재 씨는 저보다 키가 큽니다. It is about the height. 그래서 저는 만재 씨가 부럽습니다. 만재 씨도 농구를 할 때도 골을 잘 넣습니다. It is connected with the height. And the last statement also is I am envy, or if I am also tall, I'd be happy, or I wish I were tall like him, sabi niya. So 1 is gusto niya din maging taller like Manje, from Mike. Number 2 is magaling daw si Manje mag-basketball. Yes. Number 1 is 저는 키가 크고 싶습니다. Sabi ni, the speaker said, I want to also be tall like Manje. Number 2, Manje 씨는 농구를 잘 합니다. Manje is good at playing basketball. Number 3, 만재 씨가 저를 부러워합니다. 만재 she is envy to me, or 만재 she envies me, which is not correct. The speaker envies 만재, not 만재 envying the speaker. 저는 농구를 잘 하고 싶습니다. Number 4 is not included. The speaker did not tell us that he also would like to be good at playing basketball. So, the correct answer is number 1. Ayan. Okay, number 1. If your answer is number 1, that is correct. Why? 저는 키가 크고 싶습니다. The last statement is 저도 만재 씨처럼 키가 컸으면 좋겠습니다. So it is wishing that he would also want to be 만재, na tall, na matangkad. So number 1, James, number 1 tayo. Omo, sabi ni Jerry. So number 2, 만재 씨는 농구를 잘 합니다. It is also included, but the statement is umiikot about the height, about being tall. Ayan. So, kaya nga, sometimes we need to think and read carefully la. Sabi na number 1 eh. Ayun, naging salawahan na naman. Sabi nga, follow your, ano tawag doon? Nakalimutan ko na naman. Ang dami ko nang nakakalimutan. Instinct, ayun. Follow your instinct. Number 1. Okay. Let's try number 3. Medyo mahaba ngayon, ano? Number 3. So we only have 5 questions or as topic sample questions, only 5. And then the next will be for beginners, Master Korean 101. Instinct ayun. Instinct nga, James. Okay, number 3. 아버지께서는 주말에 등산을 하십니다. 아침 일찍 가셔서 밤 늦게 돌아오십니다. 그래서 주말에는 아버지를 만나기가 힘듭니다. 1번, 아버지께서는 산에 사십니다. 2번, 주말에 등산하기가 좋습니다. 3번, 주말에 아버지를 보기가 힘듭니다. 4번, 아버지께서는 평일에 등산을 하십니다. 3번. Okay, from Jeric. Jeric 씨, 3번. Grande 씨, 2번. Okay, later kompleto na naman yan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 3번. From Jason, 3번. 주말에 아버지를 보기가 힘듭니다. Okay, let's understand the text. 확실해, 사비 ni Jeric. Okay, sure na si Jeric. Okay, let's try. From 윤경희 3번, James Jerome 3번. Okay. 아버지께서는 주말에 등산을 하십니다. Okay, 등산 is climbing the mountain or mountain climbing. So sabi, my father goes mountain climbing on weekends. So 아침 일찍 가셔서 밤늦게 돌아오십니다. So he goes early in the morning and comes home late at night. Comes home late at night. 그래서 so it is hard to meet him on weekends. 그래서 주말에 아버지를 만나기가 힘듭니다. 3번 copy paste from Jason. 넬mar 씨 3번, Raymond 씨 1번. Okay. So the text is about, the topic that we have here is 아버지께서. So the father. So 아버지께서는 is the nopimal form or the nopimal topic marker instead of using 아버지는. So we have here the keso, 아버지께서. So adding 는 to keso makes the 아버지 the topic of the sentence. 주말에, it's giving emphasis that the speaker is talking about the father and not someone else. Not the mother, not the sister. So 아버지께서는 주말에 등산을 하십니다. So our sentences for tonight are more of using nopimal or honorific. So from Jeric, 아버지 goes hiking on weekends. He hikes early in the morning and returns late at night. Therefore, it is hard to meet him on weekends. Yes, a very simple explanation and tumpak na tumpak, Jeric. Thank you so much. Tabon sabon from Mike. Sambon try from Jose Raymond. Okay, let's try. 1번. 아버지께서는 산에 사십니다. My father lives in the mountain, which is not included here. Sabi lang dito, 주말에 등산을 하십니다. He goes mountain climbing. So not really living in the mountain. So number 1 is wrong. X na si number 1. Number 2. 주말에 등산하기가 좋습니다. It is good to go mountain climbing on weekend, which is not included in the text. So we didn't read anything about that. 3번, 주말에. Weekdays yung 4, kaya 3 answer dyan. Oh, diba? Sabi ni James. 주말에 아버지를 보기가 힘듭니다. So here, we have a little bit of synonym, medyo magkapareho expression. 사비 dito, 그래서 주말에는 아버지를 만나기가 힘듭니다. So if it is hard or difficult to meet someone, it means it is also difficult and hard to see someone. So number 3 is 주말에 아버지를 보기가 힘듭니다. It is hard to see my father on weekends. So number 4, sabi nga ni James, si James nga ba? 아버지께서는 평일에 등산을 하십니다. This is also not correct. Why? Because the text is talking about 주말, which is weekend. 평일 is weekdays. So the correct answer is number 3. Lipat ulit sa number 3 si Grande. Kanina pa lipat ng lipat to. Sabi ni Raymond. Oo. Okay lang yan magpalipat-lipat ng answer. Wag lang magpalipat-lipat ng bahay. At kapag nag-exam na, wag nang magpalipat-lipat ng answer. Okay, correct. Jeric, sabi niya, wakshire. Okay, wakshire. Bakit? 아버지께서는 산에 사십니다. 바로 X예요. 주말에 등산하기가 좋습니다. 없어요. 그런 이야기 없어요. 주말에 아버지를 보기가 힘듭니다. Which is the same as 아버지를 만나기가 힘듭니다. Buti lumipat ka from Raymond. Di makatumpak. Okay, makakatumpak din yan. Okay, so again, we have the nopimal here, 아버지께서는. So when we talk about father or mother, we say, instead of saying omaga, apaga, Koreans in a common situation, like yung mga bata, they say, omaga, 집에 안 계세요. omaga. But, if maririnig nyo yung mga adult, they say, 아버지께서. Instead of using iga, so keso is the nopimal form of I and ga. Omaga, instead of saying omaga, 어머님께서. And then keso는 is the nopimal of saying 아버지는, 어머니는. So, we have here the nopimal form. 등산을 하십니다. 하십니다 is the nopimal form of 합니다 or 하다. 돌아오십니다. 돌아오다. 주말에 아버지를 만나기가 힘듭니다. So, the first and second statement is talking about the father. So, yung nopimal ginamit lang sa first and second sentence. 주말에 돈을 없어요. 사비 ni 넬말. 주말만 괜찮아요. 다음에는 월요일 있잖아요. 월요일 평일 때는 돈을 있을 거예요. 넬말 씨. Hello Angelo Dumayas. Salawahan hanggang makahanap ng tamang shoot. Si Jason naghahanap ng jowa. Okay, let's try another question. 힘들다. Yes, 힘들다 is the 힘듭니다. The imnida form. 힘들다 is to be difficult. So when we say 힘들어요, we have different kinds of difficult. We have two kinds of difficult. Like for example, 수학이 어려워요. Mathematics is difficult, but we cannot say 수학이 힘들어요. No. So yung 힘들어요, we use this expression if ang nahihirapan is ang pagkahirap ay ano ba? Paano ba explain? Mahirap as in it's difficult. It's hard. Parang ang buhay, it's hard. No mo 힘들어요. Kapag nahihirapan tayo with something like nahihirapan sa life, Philippine 사람이죠. 네, 센 소핌님. 네, 맞아요. 저 필리핀 사람이에요. 필리핀에서 왔어요. Yes, challenging. Yes, like challenge, being difficult, like facing some challenges. So we say 힘들어요. 살기가 힘들어요. Living is difficult. But when we are talking about something difficult like test, 시험, like mathematics, English subjects, we say 어려워요. 어려워요. Physically, yes, physical hardship, the hardship. kaunti lang. 너무 힘들어요. Okay. So, yes. 언제 힘들어요? 여러분, 언제 힘들어요? 어떤 거 어려워요? 어떤 거 힘들어요? What is difficult for you? 어떤 거 힘들어요? 어떤 거 어려워요? 저는 수학이 어려워요. For me, mathematics is difficult. That's why I hate math. And then, 한국말 배우기가 어려워요. We can also say that. 배우기가 어려워요. Like learning Korean is also hard. 힘들어요. Okay, next. 다음을 읽고 물음에 답하십시오. Very easy. We are just going to read the following and answer the questions. Okay, let's try. Mahaba pa din. So I told you we have longer text for tonight. Okay. Let's try number 4. 운동을. This is for number 4 and 5. We have the same text and then we are just going to answer the two questions depending on what we've read. 다음 문제 주세요. 네. 운동을 시작하기 전에 반드시 준비 운동을 해야 합니다. 준비 운동을 꼭 필요합니다. 준비 운동은 몸을 부드럽게 해주고 다치는 것을 막아줍니다. 운동선수들도 기억 is the blank, 준비 운동과 함께 운동을 시작합니다. 농담이야. 그냥. 네, 필리핀 사람 맞아요. Okay. So this time, 기억에 들어갈 말로 가장 알맞은 것을 고르십시오. We are going to choose the word that can fit to the blank, the 기억. So we are going to complete the sentence by choosing the correct word that can fit the blank or the 기억. Let's see. 3번, 4번, from Ash, Jerry, Raymond 3번, 가끔, Angelica is 가끔. Okay. 1번 혹시, 2번 결코, 3번 가끔, 4번 항상, 4번 항상. Okay. Let's try. What is this sentence about? 2, not sure. 결코. Okay. 혹시, let me give to you the meaning of the 4 choices. 1번, 혹시, we use 혹시 to mean by chance, or we can say just in case. 혹시, for example, 혹시 이 사람이 알아요? 이 사람이 봤어요? 혹시, for example, by any chance, do you know this person? Or nakita mo ba yung taong to? 혹시 is also used as just in case. 혹시 내일 모르니까 전화해 주세요. So for example, you have to meet someone tomorrow. So 혹시 모르니까 전화해 주세요. 혹시 is just in case. Just in case I forget, please call me tomorrow. 2번 결코 means never. 결코 is never. 3번 가끔 is sometimes. 4번 is 항상. Okay. Not sure palagi ko lang sure. Okay, let's try. 운동을 시작하기 전에 반드시 준비 운동을 해야 합니다. So this is talking about a warm-up exercise. So sabi dito, you have to warm up before you play sports. Sabi dito, you have to warm up or do a warm-up exercise when you play sports. 준비 운동을 꼭 필요합니다. Warm-up exercise, sabi niya, is indispensable, is very important. 꼭 필요합니다. Is very important. 준비 운동은 몸을 부드럽게 해주고 다치는 것을 막아줍니다. 사bi? It gives your body relief and also keeps you from getting hurt. So if you do the warm-up exercise. And then, athletes blank do their warm-up exercise before they start the exercise. So athletes, sabi dito, athletes blank do the warm-up exercise before they start the exercise. 항상, always. Never ako nagsasaluhan. Okay, sometimes. So, 혹시, 결코, 가끔, 항상. The correct answer is number 4. Ayan, palakpak for number 4. Number 4. Okay, let's complete the sentence. 운동 선수들도 항상 준비 운동과 함께 운동을 시작합니다. Since warm-up exercise is very important when you play sports, so our athletes who play sports most of the time, so they do the warm-up exercise. Yehey! Nakatama tayo. So, it talks about the importance of the exercise or the warm-up exercise. So, it should be 항상. 가끔 is sometimes. So, no, they should do it always. Why? Because it will help them not to be hurt. So, yung ating mga atleta. Okay. So, let's try number 5. 윗글의 내용과 같은 것을 고르십시오. 1번, 준비 운동은 중요합니다. 2번, 운동선수들은 많이 다칩니다. 준비 운동은 간단하게 해야 합니다. 3번, 4번, 운동선수들은 가끔 준비 운동을 합니다. Palagi mag-warm up. Yes, always do the warm-up exercise. 가장 is always ba din ang meaning? 가장 means the most. 가장 and 제일 means the most. For example, 가장 예쁘다. 가장 예쁜 사람. The most or 제일 is the best, the most. It's used for superlative. Yan, 가장. 가장 예쁜, 가장 사랑하는 사람. 제일 사랑하는 사람. Okay. 가장 is, the synonym is 제일. Okay, 2번, 1번, 1번. Okay. 준비 운동을 중요합니다. Okay, we have that in the sentence earlier. 사bi, 준비 운동을 꼭 필요합니다. Means important. So, no, we need. 필요합니다 is important. 필요합니다 is needed, sorry. 필요하다 means needed. 꼭 필요합니다, needed. So, if something is needed, something is important. 사bi dito, 준비 운동은 중요합니다. Yes, Cheil, yes, Raymond, Cheil and Kajang. And si Gailon, I think Gailon is there also. Yes, palakpak for number 1. Yes, number 1 is correct. 준비 운동은 중요합니다. Warm-up exercise is important, especially for athletes. Number 2 is not correct. Why? 운동 선수들은 많이 다칩니다. It is not in the text. Our athletes are hurt a lot. It's not included. 준비 운동은 간단하게 해야 합니다. We should simply do the warm-up exercise or as simple as we can. But no, not only as simple, not only simply doing a warm-up exercise, but doing it well because it is part of playing sports, an important part of playing sports. 운동 선수들은 가끔 준비 운동을 합니다. 가끔 is not because we have the 항상. We were able to answer 항상. So, 가끔 is not correct. Okay, so we have 5 questions. How many correct answers did you get? So, how many out of 5, how many correct answers did you get? For Raymond, 2 out of 5. From Tinay, papasa ka na sa exam niyan, sigurado. Okay, did you get 5? Who got 5 correct answers? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, if you got 5, then the comprehension is very good. 3, 3 out of 5 is not bad. It's good. More than the half. Okay, so those are some of the topic sample questions that we have for tonight. Our part 2 is more of for beginners, but need and important. Yes, 필요하다 is need. 중요하다 is important. So if something is needed, something is important. Like money, we need money. 저는 돈 필요해요. So if we need something, 돈 중요합니다. So 돈 also, money also is important because we need money. Pangatlong tanong na po ako nakapasok. Okay. Siguro kung naabutan ni Jason, may perfect score for tonight. Okay, so for part 2, Mary Ann, 4. Oy, out of 5, 4. 2 question lang abutan ko. Ayan, na-late kasi sila. Na perfect sana ni Raymond. Mali lahat? Okay. So, kung mali lahat, ibig sabihin, we need to improve more our vocabulary. Okay, our vocabulary and our comprehension skill. Ayan. Kaya makakapagnilay tayo. Kapag maraming tama, medyo nag-i-improve na ang aking comprehension skills if we are correct or if we got more correct answers. But if we have 2, 1, or 0, I need to improve more on my vocabulary. But it's okay. Okay. Part 2, this is the continuation of our reference book Master Korean 1-1, the level 1 Master Korean textbook. So for today, if you don't know yet how to tell time in Korean, if you are not yet aware of native numbers, native Korean numbers and Sino-Korean numbers, then this is good for you. And we are also going to make sentences using e as a time marker and using G-man. G-man is but. So our task for tonight is to talk about time, and also not only to talk about time, but what do we do at that time? Like this time. What time is it? It's 9:39. Okay, so we study. So what do we do at a certain time? And we can also talk about our schedule if we talk about time. Okay, let's start. Okay, 몇 시에 점심을 먹습니까? Okay, let's look at the picture. 자, 그림 보세요. 자, 질문 두 개 있어요. 두 사람은 몇 시에 점심을 먹습니까? What time are the two people eating lunch? So uh, if you are there learning English with us, you can type in English. If you are there learning Korean, you may also practice and type in Korean. So what time are the two people eating lunch? Please look at the picture. 두 사람은 몇 시에 점심을 먹습니까? 1시. Okay. Let's answer with a complete sentence. Okay. 두 사람은 몇 시에 점심을 먹습니까? 1시에 먹고 있습니다. What time are the two people eating lunch? Okay, according to Jeric, 1시에 먹고 있습니다. Yes, they are eating at 1 o'clock. 2시에. Actually, nakatapat siya sa 1. 12시 10분. 12시 10분. The short, ano ba tawag doon? Yung short, ano niya, 2시. Actually, 12시 10분. Iba-ibang oras. Nagkaiba-iba. Yung ano niya, the shorter hand is at 1, the long hand is at 12. Ayan. Ganyan siya. Short hand to 1, long hand to 12. The picture is not so clear. 오후 1시. When we say 1시간 is for 1 hour, and then when we tell the time, 1시. 두 사람은 2시에 먹고 있습니다. Okay? If we are going to talk about the action now that they are doing, yes, 먹고 있습니다. 2시에 먹고 있습니다. But when we are going to talk it in the present form, like they eat lunch at 1 p.m. So it means not only today, but every day they eat lunch at 1 p.m. So we say, 두 사람은 1시에 점심을 먹습니다. From the question, we can create a sentence. From the question, we can create an answer in a complete sentence. So what are we going to do is just as is. 두 사람은, and then let's just change 몇 시에 by the time. 1시에 점심을 먹습니다. And we change 먹습니까 to 먹습니다. And we already created a complete sentence. Number 2. 여러분은 보통 몇 시에 점심을 먹습니까? Okay, this is a question for you all. What time do you usually eat lunch? Okay, from Jerry. 저는 보통 점심 식사를 1시 30분에 먹어요. Okay, from Jerry, 점심 식사를 11시 30분에 먹어요. Okay? 보통 점심 식사를 1시분에 먹어요. Yes, the sentence is correct. But when we are talking about ourselves, we can only use 밥. 저는 보통 점심밥을 11시 30분에 먹어요. Because we use 식사 as a honorific form for someone who is older than us. Yan. Pero pag sarili na natin, we say 점심밥. 점심밥. Yan. From Nelmar, 두 사람은 1시에 점심을 먹습니다. 먹습니다. Ayun. Yung siyot lang ang nagkamali kay Nelmar. 1시에 점심을 먹습니다. 점심을 먹습니다. 그들은 오후 1시에 점심을 먹습니다. Yes, 그들은 also is okay. Changing 두 사람은 to 그들은 they. Yes, that is also correct. Okay. 저는 보통 12시 30분에 점심을 먹습니다. Interesting teacher noted po. Yes, Jeric. So, when we are talking, for example, we are talking about 아버지. 아버지께서는 식사를 1시에 하세요. 아니면 1시에 식사를 해요. 식사. Okay, and then 밥. 저는 6시에 먹습니다. Yes, from Myra J. 저는 6시에 먹습니다. Yes, that is also correct. So, 저는 보통 12시 30분에 점심을 먹습니다. So, here, we use the okay? But that is only the introduction. Introduction pa lang tayo. Okay, preparation. Okay, let's move to the dialogue. So, for this dialogue, we have Yumiko and Bakminsu. 저는 12시 반 먹습니다. Okay, nagkamali lang ng type ng giban. So, instead of giban is 12시. Yes, Jose. I got it. Yes, that's correct. 저는 12시 반 먹습니다. That is also correct. Without saying potong, usually. So, that is also correct. Spelling ni Nelmar. Okay. 민수 씨는 몇 시에 점심을 먹습니까? So, Yumiko is asking back Minsu directly. Minsu, what time do you usually eat lunch? Or what time do you eat lunch? So, 저는 1시에 먹습니다. This is in present form. So, in English, when we talk about the present form, level 0 to 1 pa po kasi sensitive. Yes, no problem kapatid. Myra. 저는 6시에 먹습니다. That is correct. So, everyone is welcome. So, if you have questions, you can type your questions, mga kapatid. And then, if you don't understand a word as part of improving your vocabulary, please kindly ask. And our friends who are advanced and intermediate can help us also to type the correct spelling. So, don't worry to have mistakes when it comes to spelling and others. So, everyone is welcome na magkamali dahil pare-parehas po tayong natututo. Kapag ako may mali ding sinabi, you can also type. Pag may mali akong spelling din, you may also type. So, we are learning together. So, hindi ako master. Wala namang master sa atin. So, we are going to master Korean, sabi nga nung book, together. Okay, from Gailon. 저는 매일 12시에 점심을 먹습니다. si Gaylon, ginagamit niya yung mga dangdang. Pero wag niyong gagamitin yung mga ang-ang, mga dangdang na yan sa sa writing talaga. Sa expression, yung pa-cute na expression, pwede yan. 먹습니다. Okay, that is also correct. 저는 매일 12시에 점심을 먹습니다. I always eat or I eat lunch every day at 12 o'clock. 12시에. Okay, let's move. Yumiko, 보통 무엇을 먹습니까? So, ito na naman yung potong. Potong means commonly or usually. 무엇을 먹습니까? Usually, what do you eat? Sabi ni Yumiko. Bakminsu, 저는 sorry guys. Ayan, meron akong maling spelling. Sutubu is suntubu. I will type here. Correction. Sabi ko sa inyo nagkakamali ako ng type. Correction. This is 순두부찌개. 순두부찌개를 좋아합니다. 조금 맵지만 맛있습니다. Okay. From this dialogue, we can see here all the topics that we are going to learn. Yes, soft tofu stew. Okay. 먹어봤어요, 여러분? 순두부찌개를 먹어봤어요? Have you tasted the soft tofu stew? This is the spicy soft tofu stew. Okay. So from this dialogue, we can see all our topics for tonight using using as a time marker, and also using jiman. Later, we are going to create sentences using jiman. 맵지만 맛있습니다. 맛있어요. Yes, 맛있어요. Yes, 이 찌개, 순두부찌개 맛있어요. Okay, let's try this one. 민수 씨는 몇 시에 점심을 먹습니까? Asking, what time do you eat lunch? 저는 1시에 먹습니다. I eat lunch at 1. 1시에 먹습니다. 보통 무엇을 먹습니까? What do you usually eat? 저는 순두부찌개를 좋아합니다. I like eating spicy soft tofu stew. haba? 조금 맵지만 맛있어요. It's a little spicy but delicious. Okay, from June. 저는 1시 30분에 먹습니다. Yes, that is correct. June 1st 님. Slightly spicy but delicious. Yes. 조금 맵지만. It's a little spicy but delicious. Okay. So this is this jiman. Okay. Later we are going to use jiman to connect two sentences. So para mas ano tayo, mas natural yung ating sentence. Natural nating i-express yung two sentences using Jiman. Okay, let's move to the next. Hasan is means always. 항상, 항상. Okay, from J. I think that is 항상. 항상 is always. Okay, so this is the dialogue of Yumiko and Bakminsu. What else do we have here? 점심. Okay, we have here this vocabulary. 항상, always. Yes. So she means the time. 1시, 2시, 12시. And then 점심 can mean lunch or noon. 점심 can mean lunch, meal, as a meal. 점심 can also mean the time, the noon. Okay, 점심에 만나요. 점심에 만나요. Let's meet at noon. Let's meet at lunch, during lunch. 보봉 점심시간을 12시. 보통 나는 보통 점심시간을 12시입니다. 점심시간은 12시입니다. 12시입니다. And that is also another way of expressing what time you eat lunch. 나는 보통 점심시간은 12시입니다. It's answering the exact time of eating lunch. Hirap pa ako sa mga vocabs. Yes, no problem, Jun. So here are some of the vocabularies that we have. 점심, lunch, noon. Potong is usually. 순두부찌개, spices of tofu stew. 좋아하다 is to like. 좋아하다. 좋아하다 is to like someone. To like someone. To like someone. Oh, that is correct. To like someone. Tama naman pala. 좋아해요. 나는 그 사람 좋아해요. We can also express that to like someone and to like something. Not only someone, but like something. 조금 is some or a little. 맵다 is to be spicy. 순두부찌개 먹고 싶습니다. 네, 제릭. 저도 먹고 싶어요. 순두부찌개는 맛있어요. 맵지만 맛있어요. So you can also try making 순두부찌개 at home. And by the way, guys, if you are also into Korean food, I have some Korean food on my YouTube channel. Ayan, kaya kung hindi pa po kayo nagsasubscribe, and you can watch some Korean food recipe or cooking. I have cooking time on my YouTube channel. Sabay promote, ano. Answer is number 3. Nahuli na si Jay. Yung answer is 갑자기 배고파요. 갑자기 배고파요. 저도 갑자기 찌개 먹고 싶어요. Okay. So the last time we already discussed about numbers, the Sino-Korean numbers. We all know. We have 안녕하세요, Christine Joy. No, let's go. 여러분 안녕하세요 from Christine Joy 씨. Okay. So last time we already learned the Sino-Korean numbers, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because we learned about months. 1월, 2월, 3월. So for months we use 1, 2, 3, 4, the Sino-Korean numbers. So now we have the native Korean numbers. So if we are telling time, we use the two types of numbers in Korea, the native Korean numbers and the Sino-Korean numbers. So let us find out for beginners, excuse me, to the intermediate and advanced. So for our beginners, for our friends who are beginners, then these are the numbers that we have. So we have 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. 열하나, 열둘, 열셋, 열넷, 열다섯, 열여섯, 열일곱, 열여덟, 열아홉, 스물. 스물하나, 스물둘, and so on. And for 30, we have 서른. So by the way, guys, these numbers are also used when we are telling about our age. So these are important. So for example, I am 39. 30 here is Sorun. And then we just move to Ahop. And then we just say the 9, number 9 again. So Sorun Ahop입니다. 저는 39입니다. Age reveal, mga kapatid. Age reveal. So this is important for us to also express our age. Okay? 40, 마흔. So 저는 내년에 40살이에요. Next year, I will be 40. Oh my gosh. Okay, 50 is Shin. 60 is Yesun. 70 is Ilhun. 80 is Yodun. 90 is Ahun. And 100 is Bek. So for Sino-Korean and Native Korean, 100 is just the same. Bek. Alright. So again, these are the native numbers, and these are important in telling time and telling age. But when we are also going to tell the minutes, so for minutes, we need to, 저는 29살이에요. 오이, sana all bata pa, Jeric. 저는 29살이에요. 여러분, 몇 살이에요? Okay, we have two ways of asking age. 몇 살이에요? Or we can also ask, 나이. 나이 어떻게 되세요? So if we would like to be more polite, we don't say 몇 살이에요. When you talk to your 사장님, when you talk to teachers, when you talk to your father and mother, don't ask 몇 살이에요. Please ask 나이가 어떻게 되세요? 나이가 어떻게 되세요? So sabi ni Nelmar, 저는 지금 27살입니다. Oh, ole, 27살. Makikirebi po habang nag-aantay ng approval. Oh, yes, Oscar Libiranim. Kay Oscar Shi, you're so welcome. Yan, habang nag-iintay sila ng approval. Yes, okay. So, when we tell the time, we also need the Sino-Korean numbers. Why? Because in telling about the minute, we need those numbers. So, we start with 5분, 10분. So, in telling time, we need the Sino-Korean. 나이가 어떻게 되세요? Yes, that is correct, Jerikshi. 나이가 어떻게 되세요? That is the more polite way of asking the age. Okay, so instead of saying 몇 살이에요, please use 나이가 어떻게 되세요? Okay, we have here 50, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So these are for the minutes. So for she, we have the native numbers. For bun, the minutes, we use the Sino-Korean numbers. 저는 22살입니다. Okay, yung do lang, i-change lang natin ng 2, 22살입니다. And by the way, for 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, we don't include the 받침. So instead, we just say we don't say 하나시 but 한시. We don't say 둘시 but 투시, 셋시, 넷시, 다섯시, 여섯시, 일곱시, 여덟시, 아홉시, 열시, 열한시, 열두시. Ayan. So, ayan. In case you need this for telling time, so you may also screenshot. Ayan. Hindi makita. Okay. So, yun lang sa numbers. And let's move on. So, ojon, when we talk about time, we can see ojon and ohu. 지금 8시 59분에 9분입니다. Okay. This time, when we use the 입니다, 59분입니다. Okay. Please remove the e and just attach 입니다. Okay. When we are going to use there will be another action. But if we are going to use the 입니다, just attach 입니다 to 분. Okay. 지금 8시 59분입니다. Ayan. 네, 맞아요. 한국에서는 지금 9시 59분입니다. Okay, in the Philippines, it's 8:59. In Korea, it's 9:59. Okay, again, in telling time, we have ojon, the morning. Ohu is afternoon. So from 12 midnight to 11:59 ojon. And then from 12 noon to 11:59 in the at night pala. So it is ohu. Okay? So when we talk about morning, we say 아침. 점심 is lunch, 저녁 is evening. So we can use 아침, 점심, 저녁 as time. And then 낮 means daytime. 낮에, 낮에. 밤 means nighttime. So 낮, 밤. 아침 식사 breakfast. 점심 식사 lunch. Yes, that is also correct. 저녁 식사 dinner supper. Yes, that is correct. Jerick Shi. 아침 식사. But of course, if we are going to use those to ourselves, we say 아침밥, 점심밥, 저녁밥. 8시 50분. 8시 50분. Yes, 8시 50분. Okay. We have here 1:30 or 1:30. We say 1시 30분 or 1시 반. So like in English, when we say that, like for example, we say 1:30, we can also say 1:30. So we can also express telling time with 30 minutes in two ways. 1시 30분 or 1시 반. So 9시 30분, 9시 반. So like in English, 1:30, 1:30. We can express in two ways. Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's move to using as a time marker. Last time, we used as a location marker. We all know is a location marker. Is also a time marker. So this particle is added to nouns to express a time. 지금 9시입니다. 네, that is correct, Jerick. 지금 한국에서 지금 10시입니다. Yes, now it is 10 o'clock in Korea. 10시입니다. 여러분 몇 시에 자요? 몇 시에 주무세요? 여러분 몇 시에 주무세요? So this is asking what time do you go to sleep? So when you would like to be more polite, you say 몇 시에 주무세요? What time do you sleep? But if you are just talking to your friend, you can say 몇 시에 자요? 몇 시 자? We can also ask 몇 시 자? 몇 시에 자요? But if we are going to talk to someone who is older to us, we say 몇 시에 주무세요? 몇 시에 주무세요? 저는 이따가 아마 11시 잘 거예요. 저는 11시에 잘 거예요. I will sleep at 11 o'clock. 저는 11시에 잘 거예요. Okay. So, is not added to the words 어제, 오늘, 내일. Okay. We can also express time by using 어제, yesterday, 오늘, today, or 내일, tomorrow, but never ever add to those words. 어제, 오늘, 내일 are just used as is. Ayan. So for example, 오후, 오전, it is okay to add So we say 오후에, 오전에, 오후에 시장에 갈 거예요. 오후에 시장에 갈 거예요. I am going to the market in the afternoon. 오전에 운동할 거예요. 내일 오전에 운동할 거예요. I will exercise tomorrow morning. So, using 오전에 and 오후에. 그리고 모레. Yes, 모레. 모레 is the day after tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow is 내일. And then 모레 is the day after tomorrow. Yes, that's correct. Thank you, Jerick, for the additional information. And by the way, mga kapatid, you are also welcome to type in additional information to correct mistakes and to also help our friends who are beginners by typing the correct spelling. So everyone is welcome. Okay, thank you for that, Jerick. Okay, let's try the conversation. 몇 시에 수업을 시작합니까? What time does the class begin? 오전 9시에 수업을 시작합니다. ano po ulit yung day before yesterday? 그제. The day before yesterday is 그제. 어제 is yesterday. 그제 is the day before yesterday. Okay. 언제 시험을 봅니까? When are you taking test? Okay, 여러분, 언제 시험을 봅니까? 내일 아침에 시험을 봅니다. I'm taking the test tomorrow morning. Okay. 몇 시에 수업을 시작합니까? 여러분, 몇 시에 한국어를 공부합니까? 그제. Yes, 그제. We also don't add 에 to 그제. Or if it is hard for us to remember, we can just say the days like 토요일에, 월요일에, 화요일에 is also okay. Okay? 몇 시에 수업을 시작합니까? 오전 9시에 수업을 시작합니다. If we are going to look at this, from the question, we can create a sentence already. 몇 시에, again, just change 몇 시에 to the time. So like in the conversation, we change 몇 시에 to 오전 9시에 and then just add 수업을 시작합니다. So let's just change 시작합니까 to 시작합니다. 7월 30일 시험이입니다. 7월 30일에 시험이 있습니다. 오케이. 아니면 시험이 봅니다. 아yan. 아니면 7월 30일에 시험입니다. Okay, 시험입니다 is also possible and 시험을 봅니다. Ayan. If we are going to in Korean, 그저께. 그저께 also is yes, 그저께. 그저께 is correct. 그저께. I will just check the 그제. 그저께. parang mali yung 그제. 그제. 그제 is also correct. 그저께 is 그저께. Sandali lang. 그제 is also possible and then 그저께. I will just search about 그저께. 그저께 is also the day before yesterday. So we have two. 그제. The day before yesterday. The day before yesterday. Okay. 그저께 is also the day before yesterday. Okay. So that is also correct. Thank you for that, James. So we have two. We can say 그제 or 그저께 to say the day before yesterday. May CBT exam schedule ka na po. 7월 30일에 시험을 봅니다. Okay, we can say 시험을 봅니다. Okay, when we are going to have a test or exam, we say 시험 보다. July 15 pa po announcement. Okay, 그저께. July 15 ang announcement. Okay, kailangan puspusa na ang aral. Okay, so we are done with this one. Let us practice. Complete the sentences as shown in the example. So for the example, 보기와 같이 문장을 완성하십시오. So sometimes when you take the test, you can also have this instruction. 보기와 같이 문장을 완성하십시오. 문장 means sentence. So we are going to complete the sentences as shown in the example. Okay, fighting. KIIP. Okay. Good luck, Sis Myra Jane, to your KIIP. Good luck also to all of you who will take the test. KIIP, topic test, or EPS topic. Good luck, good luck. Okay, let's practice. So now, we have here the time and the actions. Hindi lang makita. Gaganyan pala ako. Okay. Number 3 is 오후 blank 친구를 만납니다. Ayan, 만납니다. Okay, you may type your answers for number 1, 2, and 3. Aja from Jeric. Okay. So for the example, 밤 11시 30분에 잠을 잡니다. 잠을 잡니다. Hello, Joan Dabo Morales. Yes, sis Joan. Hello to you. Good evening, good evening. Yes, so here we are going to construct sentences using the time, 저녁, 아침, 오후, and then say the specific time. 영화를 봅니다. The 을을, the object marker. So if you can create answers with or complete sentences with object and action, and that is very good. So let us practice. James, okay. 7시, 12시 반, 3시. Yes, that is correct, James. 7시, 저녁 7시, 아침 8시 반, 3시. Yes, that is correct. So please construct a sentence using the time and then the action. 영화를 봅니다. Okay, if that is the answer, so we say 저녁 7시에 영화를 봅니다. Okay, I watch a movie at at 7시. Ano ba yan? Halo-halo na. I watch a movie at 7 o'clock. Halo-halo na yung sa akin, English and Korean. 좋은 저녁입니다, 네. 아이 순바님, 좋은 저녁이에요. 좋은 밤 나 pala, 좋은 밤이에요. Oo, night na pala, 좋은 밤. Okay, please type your answers, and it is your chance to show your writing skills. 저녁 7시에 영화를 봅니다. Okay, 여러분, 몇 시에 잘 겁니까? 몇 시에 주무세요? Oo, may e pala dapat. 좋은, oo, may e pala dapat. Yes, James. 7시에, yes. 8시 반에, and then 3시에. Okay, wala bang magta-type ng ng sentences? Okay. So for number 1, we can say 저녁 7시에 영화를 봅니다. Number 2, 아침 8시 반에 8시 반 밥을 먹습니다. Without e also, again guys, in common conversation, in conversation every day, the particles are omitted. So when you come to Korea, don't be surprised if you were hear people not using the particles or the markers. So in common conversation, hindi siya sinasama. 오후 3시에 친구를 만납니다. 친구를 만납니다. Ayun. Number 3. Okay, for Jeric, complete sentence. 저녁 7시에 영화를 봅니다. 2번, 아침 8시 반. 8시 반. 아니면 8시 30분에, ayan, 8시 반 밥을 먹습니다. But if you would like to use 8시 30분에, it's better. In using it's better to say 8시 30분에 밥을 먹습니다. 오후 3시에 친구를 만나요 or 만납니다. Okay. ilagay sa 저녁에. Yes, 저녁에 is also correct. Possible. But here, if we are going to use to the time, we don't use 저녁에 7시에. Let us just use one time. 저녁, doon sa pangalawa siya gagamitin. To the second expression of time. 저녁 8시에 30분에 30분에 is correct. 8시 30분에. So if we are going to use if we are expressing the specific time, we use at the specific time, and we don't need to use 저녁에, 아침에, 오후에. But if there is no specific time, it is okay to attach to 저녁에. 저녁에 영화를 봅니다. 아침에 밥을 먹습니다. 오후에 친구를 만납니다. But if we have a specific time, we don't attach we say 저녁, and we attach to the specific time. Ayan. Okay po tayo doon? Okay kaayo? Okay kayo? Okay. Jiman. Let's move to Jiman. Okay, this ending attaches to verb and adjective stems to indicate that the preceding and succeeding clauses are in contrast. Like in English, when we use but, there is a contrast. Something positive, something negative. Something negative, something positive. Okay, let's read from Nelmarshi. 저녁 7시에 영화를 봅니다. 아침 8시 30분에 밥을 먹습니다. Yes, that is correct. 오후 3시에 친구를 만납니다. Ayun, kailangan lang ng space doon sa object, 영화를 space 봅니다. And then 친구를 space 만납니다. Okay. Yes. Okay. 지만. It is shortened form of 지만은. 지만은 means although. So 지만 in English can mean however, although, or but. But commonly, of course, but is the common conjunction that we use. So we say jiman. So again, I told you earlier, this is used to combine two sentences in one. Okay, let's see. What else it is? Okay. It is attaches to all endings regardless of whether there is a final consonant. This is very easy because we don't need to consider the endings or if there is a final consonant or vowel endings because we are just going to drop da and then attach jiman. And then we have the expression but something. For example, 예쁘다. 예쁘다 is to be pretty. So 예쁘지만. 어렵다 means difficult. Delete da or drop the da and then attach jiman. It will be 어렵지만. Okay, but of course, we need another verb in order for us to express jiman. We need another verb. If there is negative, something positive. If there is something positive, something negative. So contrasting. Okay, let's see the dialogue. 순두부찌개 맵습니까? 네, 맵지만 맛있습니다. 한국말 공부가 어떻습니까? 어렵지만 재미있습니다. Okay. 오이. 여러분, 한국말 공부가 어떻습니까? 저도 옛날에 공부할 때 어렵지만 재미있습니다. When I also started to study Korean, it was very difficult for me, but it was fun. It's fun, especially if you are able to communicate after learning the Korean language. It is fun. 그 사람은 예쁘지만 남자예요. Yes, that is correct, Jeric. That person is beautiful, but he's a man. Okay, maybe gay. 그 사람은 예쁘지만 남자예요. But in Korea, for babies, mapa girl or mapa boy for babies, they say, oh, 예뻐, 예뻐요. 아기가 예뻐요. 7시에. Okay, let's see the answer of Junfords. 7시에, 8시 30분에, 3시에. Yes, that is correct. Junshi, that is correct. Okay, so here, 맵지만 맛있습니다. It's spicy but tasty. 어렵지만 재미있습니다. It's difficult but interesting. It's fun and interesting. 재미있습니다. 근데 처음에 한국어 배울 때 진짜 어려워요. 저도 한국에 와서 저는 안녕하세요. 만나서 반갑습니다. 저는 마이린입니다. 그것만 알고 있어요. 안녕하세요. 만나서 반갑습니다. 저는 이마이린입니다. 그것만 알고 있어요. 그리고 맛있다. I only know 맛있다. I didn't know about lagnet kumam from June. No problem, mga kapatid. If you are late to answer some of the exercises, no problems, mga kapatid. Just type your answers. Kahit na late, babasahin natin and i-check po natin. Okay, annyeonghaseyo Christopher Villanueva Nim. Annyeonghaseyo Christopher Shi. Okay. So, nasa na ba ako? Kinukwento ko nung una. Okay, nung una mahirap pag-aralan ang Korean. I didn't know about endings, Korean endings. So at first, hindi ko alam yung mga endings. Kaya sabi ko sa kanila, 맛있다. Hindi ko alam na yung 맛있다, wala pala yung paggalang. So kailangan pala is 맛있어요. 저는 한국에 완전 가고 싶어요. 완전 가고 싶어요. 콕 와야 돼요. 여러분, 한국에 콕 와야 돼요. Don't worry, you can come to Korea. Basta aral mabuti, and then ipag-pray natin na magkaroon ng mga employers kaagad, and yan, makarating ng Korea. Ano po? Okay, let's move. Okay. Complete the sentences as shown in the example. 보기와 같이 문장을 완성하십시오. Example. 마이클 씨는 외국 사람이다. 한국말을 잘하다. Okay, this is what I was telling you earlier. Connecting two sentences into one. For example, 마이클 씨는 외국 사람입니다. 한국말을 잘합니다. So, that is a correct sentence, but if we can combine the sentence or two sentences with negative or contrasting thoughts or ideas, it will sound more natural. For example, 마이클 씨는 외국 사람이지만 한국말을 잘합니다. So if that is how we are going to express the sentence, sabihin nila, magaling nang mag-Korean. Why? Because it's very natural. Instead of saying two sentences in different ways, so combining two sentences using jiman, using this marker to express contrast, then we will sound more natural. So let's try. 철수 씨는 키가 작다 plus 농구를 잘하다. Number 2, bulgogi는 맛있다, 비싸다. 리타 씨는 많이 먹다, 날씬하다. Yan, it's time for us to write our sentence using jiman. So let us combine these two sentences with contrasting ideas and make our own sentence using jiman. Okay. Yan, kung late po, okay lang, i-type nyo lang po kung kailan nyo nabasa, kung kailan nyo narinig yung ang tawag dito, yung exercise. Yan, i-type nyo lang po kahit late. Okay, from Jerry. 철수 씨는 키가 작지만 농구를 잘해요. Yes, that is correct. 농구를 잘해요. So see, instead of saying 철수 씨는 키가 작습니다, 농구를 잘합니다. So that is a correct expression, correct sentences. But if we say like Jeric, 철수 씨는 키가 작지만 농구를 잘해요. So very natural. Our Korean is very natural. Number 2, bulgogi는 맛있지만 비싸요. Yes, bulgogi는 맛있지만 비싸요. kanina pala, 철수 씨는 키가 작지만 농구를 잘해요. Even though, or 철수 씨 is short, but he can play the basketball well. This time, bulgogi는 맛있지만 비싸요. bulgogi는 맛있지만 비싸요. Bulgogi is delicious but expensive. Jiman lang sagot lahat. Ano ka ba, Gaylon? Tinamad ka ng sumagot. Jiman lang daw ang sagot. Okay, from Myra Jane. 철수 씨는 키가 작지만 농구를 잘해요. 예, 잘했습니다. 네, 맞습니다. 맞아요, Myra Jane 씨. 리타 씨는 많이 먹지만 날씬해요. Yes, that is correct. 리타 씨는 많이 먹지만 날씬해요. Yes, 날씬하다 means thin or thin lang, thin. Kahit na daw maraming kumain, Rita she eats a lot but she is thin. Yes, slender or thin. Skinny siguro possible. Pero much better ang skinny is the better word for English pala. Thin, minsan yung mga tao pag sinabihan natin ng thin, medyo sasama ang loob kung sila ay nagpapataba, But when we say skinny or sexy, pagpayat ba sexy? Hindi naman lahat ng payat. Kahit naman mataba, pwede pa rin maging sexy, Okay, 철수 씨는 키가 작지만 농구를 잘합니다. From Jason Radan, that is correct. From Myra Jane she, Rita 씨는 많이 먹지만 날씬해요. Then that is correct. Skinny, yes, skinny. This is also correct. Okay, so we have bulgogi는 맛있지만 비싸요. Slim. Ayun, slim, slim. Yes, thank you, Nelmar. Kapag payat pala, instead of saying thin or skinny, it's better to say slim. Yan, mas okay gamitin yung word na slim. Tapos kapag medyo mataba, instead of fat naman, sasabihin natin is chubby. Yan, yun yung sa English naman. Okay, slim and chubby. Mga same word lang sila pero kapag pinakinggan, much better. Yes, slim. Oo, kapag slim, magandang pakinggan. Oh, you're so slim. Parang ang tunog ay may pagka-sexy. Okay. Let us try to use Gman one more time. Okay, from Jane Barnuevo. 철수 씨는 키가 작지만 농구를 잘하다. or 잘해요. 농구를 잘한다. or 잘합니다. 잘해요. Yan. bulgogi는 맛있지만 비쌉니다. Yes, that is also correct. 맛있지만 비쌉니다. 맛있지만 비싸요. Okay, the next we have here, we have 잘하다 is to do well. bulgogi is a barbecue beef. Many is many. 날씬하다 is to be thin or maybe to be slim. Okay, next. 한국 음식 어떻습니까? So how are we going to answer these questions? 한국 음식이 어떻습니까? 맵다, 맛있다. 맵지만 맛있습니다. Okay, in this case, we can see kahit 예쁘지만 비싸요. Yes, possible. For example, yung mga Chanel, Dior. 그 가방은 예쁘지만 비싸요. That is also correct. 예쁘지만 비싸요. Ganoon pa rin yung sagot. Gaylon, tinatamad ng magsulat. Tinatamad sumagot dyan si Gaylon. Okay. So here we can see, mga kapatid, the subjects are not important. Like for example, 맵지만 맛있습니다. There is a question. 한국 음식이 어떻습니까? The subject here is the 한국 음식, but when answering, we can simply answer 맵지만 맛있어요. 작지만 깨끗해요. Okay, 작지만 깨끗해요. Short but clean. Ano kaya yung 작지만 깨끗해요? Ano kaya yung sinasabi ni Jeric? 작지만 깨끗해요. Maliit daw pero malinis. Okay. Okay. 이 옷이 예쁘지만 비싸요. Yes, that is correct. This shirt is good or is pretty, is beautiful, but expensive. 방이 작지만 깨끗해요. Ayun, na-answer na yung 작지만 깨끗해요. Meron pa. 방이 작지만. There is another term for 작다. It means to say narrow. Instead of saying 작지만, we can also say 좁지만, 좁아. 좁지만 깨끗해요. 방이 좁지만 깨끗해요. Hanggang tingin lang po sa damit. Yung mga damit na mamahalin. But price is not important. Kahit na hindi naman mahal, pero maganda naman. So, okay na yon. Pero yung may mga tatak talaga, hanggang tingin na lang tayo. Sayang naman, maluluma din. Doon na lang tayo sa mga mura lang, pero magaganda din naman. Okay, 밍밍 씨, 이 옷이 어떻습니까? 방이 여기. Ito pala yung sinasabi ni Nelmar. Ito pala, sinagot na pala ni Nelmar, hindi ko pa nabasa. Advance si kapatid Nelmar. Okay. 이 옷이 예쁘지만 비싸요. Or, without the subject, pwede nating sabihin, 예쁘지만 비싸요. Kasi yung subject sa Korea is understood palagi. So, kahit na yung verb lang, sa English di po ba, kapag walang subject, predicate lang ang nando doon, the sentence is not a sentence, or the expression is not a sentence. But in Korea, even though there is only a verb or adjective, it is already a complete sentence. Yun po yung kaibahan sa English. Sa English, very important ang subject. Pero sa Korea, hindi po important ang subject. 방이 작지만 깨끗해요. Yes, that is correct. 방이 작지만 깨끗해요. Or we can also answer only 작지만 깨끗해요 is already a sentence. 작지만 깨끗해요. So kung titingnan natin, parang mas madali yung Korean sa ganitong parte. Mas madali po yung Korean, hindi na natin kailangang isulat yung subject. Isusulat lang natin yung mga verbs plus the expression jiman. One sentence na, complete sentence na. Okay, so the last part. So dito na po tayo sa last part. So ito po yung sa pronunciation naman na tips. When the final sound of a syllable is kyok, tigut, or piyup and is followed by siyut as the first sound in the subsequent syllable, then siyut is pronounced as si. 작지만 깨끗합니다. Yes, that is correct. Jerick shi. Okay, you can see here in the example, ilgop shi. Doon sa ilgop, ang huling sound ay piyup, op. And then, ang kasunod niya is siyut, s. So, magiging double consonant siyut na sila. Sang siyut, double consonant ang pronunciation. So, ilgop shi, shi. Medyo strong lang yung pag-pronounce ng s at s. So, kapag sang siyut, medyo stronger lang yung pag-pronounce. Moksumnida, magiging moksumnida. Yes, the SS, sang siyut, is a little stronger than the single siyut. Like, 약속, 소개하십시오, 듣습니다. Ayan, medyo strong ang pronunciation. Okay. So, 여러분, 11시 한국에서 11시 31분입니다. It's 10:31 in Korean. So, yes, hanggang dito lang po yung na-prepare kong slide, PowerPoint presentation. So, thank you so much to all who joined us from our part 1 to part 2. And then, I will try 약속. Yes, 소개하십시오. 듣습니다. Yes, strong ang pronunciation. Okay, but anyway, strong or hindi yung pronunciation natin is kainti-intindi naman, understandable. 약속, 일곱시, 소개하십시오. Hindi naman masyadong obvious. This is the easiest sang. Yung sa double consonant, ito yung easiest na i-pronounce. Ipo-pronounce lang natin ng stronger. Alright? So again, thank you so much for joining us from part 1 to part 2. And I will try my best to prepare part 1 and part 2. Part 1 will be the topic sample questions. And part 2 will be our... 김유라 씨. 안녕하세요, 김유라 씨. 듣고 계세요? 몰랐어요. 김유라 씨 안 계신 줄 알았어요. Thank you so much for joining us, Kimura 씨. Yes. And yes, this is Marsley once again. And please stay safe, stay happy, and ano pa ba? Stay healthy. Ayan, very important. Stay safe, healthy, and happy, everyone. So, see you all next week, Saturday at 8 p.m. Philippine time. And again, thank you so much for supporting our YouTube channel. And we are live on YouTube also. And thank you for liking and subscribing or following Let's Learn Korean. And by the way, we also have some expressions, Korean expressions, especially about nopimal. I upload them on TikTok. TikTok is Milesly, Facebook is Milesly, and then our Facebook page is Let's Learn Korean. Yes, 다음에 봐요. Okay, 여러분. 다음에 뵙겠습니다. 다음 주 뵙겠습니다. 좋은 저녁 되세요. 안녕히 주무세요. Good night, everyone. 안녕히 주무세요. Mm.